Hello, everybody. Welcome into the Super Bowl podcast. I am your Super Bowl editor, Houston Boe. Alongside me, David Arnold, Harper Houck, and your typical Super Bowl host, Braden Dorman, who I will kick it over to right now to start the episode.
Wow, what an intro.
That was
an
intro.
intro.
Come on.
That's what I do, people.
We got Houston Boe in the house. Thank you all for tuning in. This has been a long time coming. We really have not been in the studio for quite a bit, and well, Houston's in town. He has been editing for us for about the last year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah. Yep.
We would not have been able to do what we've been able to do in that time frame without him. So he's in town, so we're like, let's get in the studio. Let's talk life. Let's talk college football, and let's get the ball rolling again. We have some awesome guests lined up, starting with Houston tonight. So get excited. We got some great content coming your way. But Houston, man, we're just so thankful for you. Right now, you're back in Nebraska.
Go Big Red, baby.
Ooh.
Go Huskers.
We going to talk about them later?
Yeah,
We'll see.
No,
We
we
will.
won't. But I think the biggest question.
No, we won't.
Yeah, I don't know if we're talking about
I wish they were in the college football playoff conversation, but hey, we're on our way up, trust.
Okay. Okay.
You're not convinced. He doesn't seem convinced.
Big trust. Stay
So the
tuned
big question I got for you is how does it feel to edit our episodes?
to see our faces so often.
To be able to look at David Arnold as often as I get to is a major blessing. That's really the only answer I have for you. No,
I'll take
it's
that as a compliment.
it's been super cool. Braden and I met my freshman year of college. Would have been your second year, correct?
Yep.
And we met doing the broadcast in the broadcasting department at GCU, and Lopes up, and we were able to call games together for like 3 years, and always had a good time. And then they kind of kicked off the podcast and everything, which has been dope to initially be a listener, and then made the merch video, like, what was it, like 3 years ago at this point or something?
That
Which
was
is
the
still-
big catalyst.
which is-
I've always forget
that's
that you're the
right.
one
Oh,
that made
that's fun.
that.
Still pinned on the
It sure is. I wonder when people go on the Instagram if they're like, oh, I can buy a shirt right now? And I don't even know where it takes them at this point.
No,
No
yeah.
clue.
I'm willing to put this up for sale for like 150.
That's vintage.
Vintage. I was going to say, yeah.
This is OG. This has been worn through, trust me. But yeah, now for the last year and a half or so, been editing all the videos. So it's been super cool. We talk a lot about like how to balance like being friends, but then also the business side of things. And that's just like something I've had to learn a lot about, because a lot of the people that I work with, for video work and stuff like that, is like friends and former classmates and stuff like that. And so, but it's always a blessing to do with you guys, just people who, genuinely care for each other and understand what it means to, be brothers in the Lord. And so I've been forever, I feel like I've been nagging at you to let me get on.
Yeah.
So I'm happy we're here in the studio.
here.
And, you guys have been a major blessing to me. It's really cool to like edit the videos, because I just it's an easy excuse to listen to the episodes too,
Sure.
And I feel like editing the clips and stuff like that, I get an easy excuse to, peek at all the content and stuff. And so, yeah, it's good stuff.
No doubt. It's been cool, because I know you've also been working with another former guest of ours, Gabe McLaughlin.
Yes. Gabe,
How's that been?
It's great. Gabe's a good friend. He's out in Noblesville right now, playing for the Boom in the G League.
Shout out.
Yeah, kicking butt. He's been awesome. It was same time we started doing stuff. We collabed after he graduated and I graduated, and put together a whole series on his GCU career, basketball, and then into kind of day in the life of a G League player when he was with the Grand Rapid Gold and stuff like that. So yeah, Gabe's awesome. He had a great time with you guys, and so that was an easy.
Well, I remember
Yeah.
the first day that you guys went to meet, because he put something on his story. He's like, I'm looking for a videographer. And I was like, I got a guy. So we're all in my apartment. I think the four of us were, and we were scheming something up for Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey guys, I got to go meet with Gabe. And I was like, you dirty dog. We're never going to get you back.
That's true.
But
yeah.
In all honesty, obviously we wanted you to like get whatever gig he was looking for, and you obviously went on to do it, and now you guys are great friends, which is really cool. So what a blessing.
Yeah,
Same team here.
Yeah, we're on
Exactly.
the same team. We're on the same team, man.
And I'm sure Gabe will be back at some point, hopefully. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
Shout out
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Well, I mean, it's been a crazy journey, and again, just super thankful that you've allowed us to keep this going, because I don't know what it would have looked like without your editing over the last 2 years.
And I want to speak a lot into that real quick. Just like, I know we got to a point about a year and a half, 2 years ago, where me and David were, I think, on top of the parking garage one night, just talking about like future and overall sustainability. And David, for the most part, before you, he was doing all the editing single-handedly. And
on the phone, right?
It was Splice.
Splice.
Shout out to Splice.
so a lot less, advanced equipment than you got. But it's just like, it was so cool how God answered that prayer through you. And like, obviously getting to have you like on the professional side is awesome, but getting to know you as a brother, like that just makes it all that more special. So again, like we're beating the dead horse, but we're so thankful for you, bro.
No, it's right. It's mutual love. I like I said, I always appreciate getting to do stuff with you guys. Anytime Braden texts me for, about video stuff or whatever, we text in the Super Boulders chat or whatever.
Yes,
That's some deep lore for you. No, I look forward to doing it every single time, and it's never a hassle, and I always enjoy doing the content and stuff. And so, yeah, it's been a long time coming to get in here, and I'm happy to be here. So it's fun.
For sure. Yeah, definitely a point in time where kind of where Harper was alluding to, like we didn't know the future of the podcast. We were all graduating, and it was very much we wanted to continue doing it. We felt like the Lord had put it on our heart, and like a need was met through Houston, and we're just so thankful for him and for the Lord just opening that door and allowing, really for both of us, mutually beneficial, I believe. And so it's just been really cool what the Lord's done with this podcast and the people we've met through the journey and the people that we can continue to meet and grow in. So.
Yeah, I think Harper brought up a good point. Just prayer answered. Like this podcast has been prayed over consistently, and I think that's the biggest reason it's had any success at all is just because we have given every aspect of it to the Lord.
Right.
And the comforting thing I know that we all have is that on the back end, when you're putting this together, you have that same heart, and you understand the goals that we have for this podcast. You understand the heart that we have for the people that come on, and you just do a great job. So
absolutely,
it, as you said, is a long time coming that you came on, and let's just have a fun night tonight.
So should we get into some Nebraska football talk? Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah,
we're only talking Nebraska today, actually. So if anybody's interested in the other team, you can go tune off.
That's fully a joke. Please don't claim it.
Yeah. No, hang on.
What we are going to do
super hot takes
is we're going to do something we've done just about every November, December, the last 4 years. We're talking college football playoff. And I'd say consistently every year it doesn't pan out the way we talk about it panning out at this table.
This year.
Until this year.
Who was the prediction for championship last year? Do you remember?
Well,
Rocky Top.
It was Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
And then that was a rough start. losing to the old champs, ultimately.
So if we didn't play Ohio State, there could have been a case. You never know. Just kidding. It was not ideal.
It does help to know that we lost first round to the champs.
Yeah. And it wasn't super close.
No, it was a.
It should have been in Neyland.
It
should have been in Neyland.
They ran
that Oregon game, bro. That was crazy.
Yeah, that game was crazy.
Yeah.
Insanity.
So what we're going to do, we're going to build our 12-team field. And obviously there's a 12-team field right now in this moment when we're recording. We're recording this on a Wednesday night. I'm not going to say the date. But it just, but yesterday,
you don't want to get exposed. Yeah.
I think we should say the date because
let's say the date. It's November 12th right now, and so meaning yesterday, the newest ranking. I think it was the second iteration of college football playoff rankings came out. So there is a field out there, but we're going to predict how it looks and shakes out at the very end of the year, which means there's going to be conference championship games, the whole shebang. Everything's going to happen. A lot's going to change.
Right.
So we're going to go through each of the Power 4 conferences. I mean, there's 4 conferences that likely 10 to 11 of the teams are going to come from to make up the playoff. We're going to pick our 4 conference champs. This year, they're not the 4 buys. They're just 4 teams that get ranked
Great
later.
rule change, by the way. Great.
Probably, yeah.
I agree.
So let's start with our favorite, the ACC.
Oh, boy.
What an interesting conference that has been this year. Nobody can stay at the top. At one point, we were high on Florida State when they knock off Alabama. Yeah. They're gone. We were high on Miami. They've lost twice since then.
Well, I was high on Clemson before the.
Yeah.
I thought they were
what a fall off.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Klubnik, I was so wrong about him.
Now it's like before we even say who's going to win this conference, is there a chance there are 0 ACC teams in this field?
I will say,
is it possible?
This conference is a complete mess. Like it could
It really
completely
is.
implode. And like you're saying, no one could get in if certain things play out.
Is there a way?
I believe.
I don't know.
I believe.
So
I didn't know if the ACC automatically got a team or if they just kind of assumed,
I think it's the 5, I guess,
so
5 best conferences, highest ranked.
Yeah. So one of the things I saw was currently, I don't know who the 4 teams are before it in like what order, but I know number 5 right now in the conference is Duke. And
my God.
They're saying if Duke wins out, they have a spot in the ACC championship, and if they win the ACC championship, that greatly hurts the rest of the conference standings and overall strength. You have like Miami, Pittsburgh, SMU, You have like all these.
Louisville.
I think Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
No, wait.
Yeah,
Georgia
Georgia
Tech.
Georgia Tech.
It's unlikely.
Which is a toss-up.
They only
But you
they
never
only
know.
have one loss. Georgia Tech's
True.
8-1,
That's
Yeah.
true.
but
It's
it's
unlikely,
like
but you
Georgia
never know.
Tech really. It's like, are we serious? I don't know if we have any Georgia Tech fans that watch the show. Are they really competing in the?
Well, I'm kind of a
playoff?
Georgia Tech
I don't
fan.
think I've ever met a Georgia Tech fan, and I know that's Cap over there.
No, I'm only a Georgia Tech fan
When they
week
play
out of the
Georgia?
year. Yeah.
They played, yeah.
There you go.
There's been some classics over there in that,
Yeah.
that series.
Well,
That's-
right now Miami's sitting at 15, Georgia Tech's sitting at 16. So, like right now, it seems like one of those two teams probably would have the edge. Virginia's 19, Louisville's 20, Pittsburgh's 22.
Okay.
I think Virginia and Louisville have pretty much
Yeah.
they're not going to be in.
They had an ugly loss this last weekend, right?
Yeah,
Virginia
both of them.
did. Yeah,
both of them
both of
lost
them.
this past weekend.
Well, they both have 2 losses, just like Miami does, and then Georgia Tech's the one loss team.
But you know
in the
who I
ACC.
like? I like Pittsburgh because
Okay.
they're sneaky, right? Because their last 3 games are against opponents above them in the CFP rankings. So they have
Yeah.
who
They
is
got-
it?
I got it for you right here if you want.
Yeah, pull it up. Pull
Great,
it up.
man. Look at these notes.
Look at these
bro.
notes,
Look
man.
at
I've
these
got
notes.
some notes
prepared.
as well.
Woo.
But no, Pittsburgh is
printed
just
it
like
out.
they have Notre Dame, Georgia Tech, and Miami
That's
to finish
brutal.
out. If
That
they
is
run the
brutal.
table, I think they should get in.
Oh, if they
they
will,
will. I
mean, yeah, they will.
100% they're in.
Yeah.
Well,
Assuming
they will if they win the ACC
Yeah.
championship.
Gotta
That's what
win
I'm
that.
saying. If they win those 3 games and then lose the ACC championship, like what is the ACC going to do?
Well,
Well, it ain't up to
hopefully
the ACC.
Yeah, thankfully. 'Cause, man, oh boy.
Here's what I'll say. I think that is perfect reasoning for us not to pick Pittsburgh to be the team. I think
It's a brutal
that's too hard of a road, and then they're gonna have to probably beat another one of these teams they already beat again in
Sure.
the ACC championship.
It's unlikely.
So I mean, I'm ready to pick. I got my team. I'm ready.
Wait,
We're gonna do it on
Houston
count
was
of
about to
3,
say
but-
something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well,
Without
I-
saying your pick.
okay.
Yeah.
Then I won't say anything.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Because we're spending a lot of time on this conference that won't be spent much time on in the playoffs. I guarantee
Wow.
that.
Wow.
Yeah, I said that. Book
All
it.
right. Well, we're gonna say it on 3, 2, 1. Who's the team that
Oh, wow.
we think is making it?
Okay.
All right.
Oh dear.
In 3, 2, 1.
Georgia
Miami.
Tech.
We said
Georgia
Miami
Tech.
and Georgia Tech. So
Georgia
do
Tech.
we want to go rock paper scissors or something to decide
Well,
it?
we did say
Predetermined. Not to your knowledge, you
Yep.
are our tiebreaker.
Oh,
so
I am.
Miami.
Congratulations.
I trust them just because of
I don't hate that. Yeah.
just the experience. I think is going to get
Yeah,
them through.
Carson
And
Beck.
Nebraska and Miami have had some battles in the '90s. Like they hate each other. So I feel unfortunate that I have to go Miami here. But when I just look at the rosters and I feel like Miami's our safest bet.
I do think Miami's the better team that actually could win
Georgia
something.
Tech's fun though.
They're a fun story.
They're really fun.
But I'm banking
Haynes
on them
King, man.
beating
Haynes
King.
Georgia. I'm betting on them beating Georgia because they host them this year. Remember last year? You were at the game.
yeah.
You were at the game
I
at
was
Georgia.
at the game and it was
What happened
amazing.
last year?
How
They're
many
hosting this year.
overtimes?
Was it 8 overtimes? I believe 7.
Crazy.
So
Yeah.
You were at
7
that
or 8.
game?
I was at the game. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was about 30 degrees, and man, I loved every second of it. It was great. Befriended some Georgia Tech fans that were just like, we just want the
Wait,
game
you
to
said you
end.
never met a Georgia Tech fan.
Yeah, it's true actually. That is actually true.
Immediately.
That was
Instant
literally
call
5
back.
minutes ago.
That's Cap. You can call it. Yeah. I mean, I guess don't remember their names, but they were great people.
Houston, when you go back. Oh, wait a second.
Hey, I'm right here.
Houston, when you go back and edit.
He was waiting on doing that.
yeah.
I know. When you go back, just make sure you say he's lying. Just put it in parentheses. He's lying when he says, I've never met
This
a
is
Georgia
not
Tech fan.
truthful.
To be fair, they did say, I just want the game to end. I don't care who wins at this point. That literally is
That's
what they
not a
said.
fan. I
So,
agree.
which they just went to school at Georgia Tech.
I think Georgia Tech is for sure the more fun pick, but I think Miami
Hey,
is.
Agreed.
I hope it's Georgia Tech.
That'd be
I
fun.
do too.
That'd be fun.
But I
I'm in
think
for it.
Miami's probably the more safe pick.
I'm in
It
for
kind of
it.
makes me want to take Georgia Tech though, but we'll go Miami.
All right.
Hey, if you want to change your pick, let's do it.
You can do it.
That's up to you.
Dun-dun-dun, big moment.
What's Georgia Tech's best win? We're spending so much time on the ACC.
I love it though because they're a mess.
Yeah, that's
Georgia
that's
Tech.
kind of the
They don't have a good win. all
Well, I know
year.
they lost to NC State.
They
They
beat,
will though.
They beat Clemson by
Big
3.
12.
and Clemson's bad. See, I
Correct.
think
Yeah.
Miami's the best.
I agree
I-
as far as a safe pick, but the Yellow
And Georgia
Jackets
Tech
are
has
We're
stinging.
always wrong. Anyway,
The Yellow Jackets are going to sting some people down the stretch,
I will say Georgia Tech probably has the best odds to be in the ACC championship,
which helps.
which helps the odds of them
Yeah.
winning the ACC championship.
Okay, that's close.
All right, 3, 2,
It's on you.
1.
Let's go Miami
All right.
All right.
It's all right.
Hurricane.
Let's move to the second worst conference, the SEC.
Oh, wow.
that's crazy. Work,
Oh,
bro. Hold up.
wow.
Hey, can you just cut that out? Hold up.
We
Bro.
ain't
And we're
keeping
going
that.
live again.
We ain't keeping that.
All right, well, let's just run through the SEC top 25 teams. In
Yeah.
third, we have Texas A&M. They're undefeated, 9-0. Alabama 8-1 with a loss to Florida State. Georgia 8-1 with a loss to Alabama. Ole Miss 9-1 with a loss to somebody I can't remember. Texas with 2 losses at number 10. Oklahoma with 2 losses at number 11. One of their losses was Texas. Vanderbilt, a team I kind of like, at number 14. They're 8-2. Keep going, and there's nobody else except this one team from
this nothing team
Knoxville.
from
I can
Knoxville.
eliminate one team from that list. Harper, you want to say what team we're eliminating here?
It's Vanderbilt.
Yep. They're not beating Tennessee.
They're not beating Tennessee at Neyland.
At Neyland. It just
feels
will
like a
not
heart
happen.
pick.
It
It
will
feels
not
like a
happen.
heart pick.
Hey, there
This
we go
will
again.
not
You want to
happen.
listen to some? They have 0 top 25 wins this year. Yes, there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of there's a cool story with them and Diego and the Vanderbilt underdog story.
yeah.
I get it. They're not beating us in Neyland this year.
Well, they've got
Little bro.
They've got
We're
2,
gonna little bro.
They've got 2 ranked wins. One's over LSU. So when he says
No,
that,
they're not.
just say
They're not
he's
current.
lying.
They're not
Not
current.
currently
They're
ranked.
not
We
current
gotta
top
put an
25.
asterisk.
LSU and
Asterisk.
who? South Carolina, right?
Missouri.
Missouri.
Oh, yeah.
Neither of them are top
Woo-woo.
25 anymore. That's what I'm saying.
My all-time favorite clip on this podcast is the clip of you guys talking about last year. You're like, unless we lose to, like Arkansas or something, like some game we're supposed
Yeah.
to win, and then you lost to Arkansas.
The Razorbacks. Yeah, I
It's
remember
like-
that one.
Such a throwaway line that ended up coming back. It's just so funny.
That's so
So
haunts
there's
me.
gonna be a lot of teams from the SEC that make it, probably
haunts me.
4 to 5.
Yep.
And we can get to that later.
yeah.
But who are we
Quick
picking?
thoughts. Let's just go right to it.
I
Let's
know.
just
I
rip
For
it.
the
know.
championship?
Yeah.
Champion?
For the champion of the SEC.
Okay.
Who you got? In 3, 2, 1.
Texas
Alabama.
A&M.
Alabama.
Alabama.
Wow,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
on wavelength. Look at that.
Whoa. All right.
Now I'm kind of breaking my Georgia Tech rule here. I just think Texas A&M is more fun,
They are fun.
and I just feel like it's sort of fun to root against Alabama too. But I do think I don't know if the Kalen DeBoer thing is going to hold him back at all, because I feel like that program doesn't fully trust him yet. Which I get, the program's not out there playing on the field like the fans and things, but
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know if I feel like maybe they're a year away, which I know sounds crazy to say for Alabama,
yeah.
but I don't know.
I just think they've gotten progressively better as the year's gone.
It's very true.
Obviously, the first game was just crazy. I mean,
yeah,
shout out to Tommy over there at Florida State, just calling a shot
yeah.
and taking them down. But, yeah, I think they've just gotten better as the year's gone on. It's not a super fun pick, I guess, picking Alabama back to being the normal Alabama we all know and love or hate.
Right.
But,
And both of these teams are probably going to be in it.
yeah,
And,
yeah.
and I
so-
think the cool thing is literally these next few weeks will decide
Yeah,
a lot of this.
so
So we
true.
are kind of shooting in the dark because
Yeah.
Georgia and Texas play this weekend. Alabama and Oklahoma play this
Oh,
weekend. We
big
know
one.
Texas A&M and Texas play week 12. So it's like we're really just shooting in the dark here.
So many good games coming up.
The only thing I have against A&M is like look at the last 10 years, right? Just like
Yeah.
they have it, and then November it falls apart.
It's very true.
It just falls apart in November. I think is it Elko? Is that his last name?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Elko. I think he's a good coach. He's a different than Jimbo in his culture, but I can't believe in A&M until they prove me wrong.
I think something about the Dude Perfect guys being Texas A&M guys.
Shout out.
I just for
Fair.
some reason this
I
year
like that.
this year kind of feels special
different.
for some
it
reason.
feels different.
And every year feels different for
Yeah.
A&M, so
Yeah.
it might not be any different.
Feels different.
But
Ends the same.
yeah,
Well, do you guys think they're going to be a playoff team?
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
It'll be
I
in the
think
playoffs.
Bama and Texas A&M
They
for
should,
sure.
unless they implode. They should be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it would take a lot.
Well, things will get really interesting if Texas is still at 1 loss come week 12 and they beat A&M and then cause
Oh, yeah.
there might be 3 or 4 teams with 1 loss. I don't even know how the tiebreakers will work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
So we'll see.
Yeah, Texas is a. I don't believe in Ole Miss right now. There may be some personal reasons there. Texas, I do. I would rather have Texas above Ole Miss in that hunt.
the
gonna get
Arch
off.
Manning thing is so weird to me. Like I feel like it's just so, like some weeks he looks excellent and some weeks he looks terrible.
That's right.
So I don't know. It'll be interesting.
There was so much pressure on that young man from the media. Let me be a homer for a second, okay? This guy was projected to be the Heisman. There was a reason he was behind Quinn Ewers. And Quinn Ewers is a great quarterback. Now a Miami Dolphins. Shout out to Quinn Ewers. But I think there was a reason that he was behind Quinn Ewers, right? They didn't quite believe in him. They wanted to see some development. And this is his developmental year, in my opinion. And so I think that the hype was a little too high, a lot of too high, quite honestly. And
quite
Yeah,
frankly.
I just don't like the playing terrible and then having that one good play against that terrible team and like standing over him. I
don't like that either.
It's not earned. I just don't think it's earned. And I get you're
fair.
you're in the moment. You're
That's
gonna do
fair.
something. Probably every quarterback in this you do
Yeah.
that. But yeah, I'm rooting for him because
too.
there's a lot of pressure on him.
I'm too.
And I like the Mannings. Peyton and Eli are great.
Yeah,
But-
great meetings.
So we're going
We'll see.
A&M because he's the tiebreaker.
And Alabama will be in regardless. So yeah, let's go A&M.
So they're both in.
Yep, happy
Cool.
with it.
We're good.
Is there other? Do we want to talk other SEC teams?
Yeah, let's
now?
just add our last couple SEC teams.
Well, I guess it depends on how many other teams we think. In
Let's
other
add
conferences.
2 more because I think we can agree there's gonna be 4 SEC teams minimum.
I got
At
Georgia
least.
in.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer. And then I don't know that other. That
I'm going Texas. At
I
4.
also have Texas. I
Texas,
also
they
do.
playing A&M and
I think they're going to split it and
Georgia.
be a 3-loss team and get in.
Yeah, I think they're going to be a 3-loss team.
Oklahoma's gonna lose to Bama. You think, and they're out.
Yes.
Yes.
Ole Miss is gonna lose to who?
I think they're going to lose the
I have
the
Ole
Egg
Miss
Bowl.
in,
I think
but-
they're going to lose the Egg Bowl
They
at
got
Mississippi
Florida
State.
and Mississippi State. I think
I
Ole
have
Miss
Ole,
is
I
in.
have Ole Miss in, so 5 SEC teams in my list that are in.
Okay.
So
So
Well-
who does that leave us with?
Let's just say Georgia is in with A&M and Bama right now, and then we'll decide.
'Kay.
later
How
on.
many later?
'Kay.
Depending.
Sounds good.
So
So
right now
Ole
we-
Miss and Texas are the next 2.
those would
Yeah.
be the 2 I would have. Yeah.
And Vanderbilt is an option as well.
Which
They're
is
not.
not.
We
not
can
for
just
long.
go ahead and scratch it off.
Not
Go ahead
for
and scratch it
long.
off. You're skipping Oklahoma, by the way, but you already think.
I don't.
Right, I do. Yeah,
Mateer's fun, but no,
I love Mateer.
I don't think
He
so.
is a great. Yeah.
WSU.
Great
What's up with
Let's
WSU
say,
developing the quarterbacks and then shipping them off to win Heisman's? What's up with that?
it's annoying.
They got to lock in.
I'll
bro.
say it. I'll say it. It's annoying. All right, let's go to the Big 12 real quick. There are 2 teams, or actually 3 teams, in the top 13 from the Big 12. Texas Tech just had a huge win the weekend before we're recording this. They smoked BYU at home.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be kind of like, hey, if you win, you're probably in the Big 12. If you lose, you still also might be in, but it's not going to be easy.
Yeah.
And then Utah is the spot behind BYU. They lost to BYU 2 weeks ago. 2 lost Utah, 1 lost BYU, 1 lost Texas Tech. Texas Tech's 1 loss was the ASU with a backup quarterback. And I don't think there's anybody else in the Big 12 ranked that I'm seeing. So,
Yeah.
is there anybody outside of these 3 teams that you think? I mean, obviously, there's probably still a couple teams still in contention.
Isn't
technically.
Cincinnati? Aren't they Big 12?
Oh, you're right.
They're 25th, yeah,
Yeah.
and
And
that's
they're still around.
And I
bring
think
up
they run the
Nebraska again,
table.
but
There's a
we beat
legit
them.
argument for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah,
Yep.
their quarterback is super entertaining to watch. Brendan Sorsby, he's a dog for sure. Huskers held him to under I think like 150 passing yards, but
Cincinnati, they got
It's just-
Arizona at home. They got BYU at home, and they're at TCU. That's
Yeah.
how they finish the year. Utah finishes the year. Baylor, at Baylor, Kansas State, and at Kansas.
I don't think Utah's in. I think they're going to lose at least one of those games.
Utah sold the bag last year in our picks. I remember them.
Yeah.
I remember them.
Let's
We
get-
had them
let's
in.
get out early
Yeah,
with
we're,
Utah,
We're
bro.
done with them.
I
now.
like,
with
I like
Utah.
their quarterback, Dampier, from New Mexico last year, and then BYU's got TCU at Cincy and UCF, and then I think Texas Tech they're probably in,
Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah, I think Texas Tech is the pick.
should we say it on 3 just cause?
3, 2, 1.
Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody agrees. Let's go. That means it's not going to happen, probably, but you never know.
I feel more honestly. That's the most confident pick I have so
Same.
far.
Same.
I don't think I don't know that they'll do anything crazy in the playoff, but I'm very confident that they'll. Make it,
Does
for
the Big 12 team? Does the Big 12 conference get 2 teams in?
The interesting part is, I think if Texas Tech lost a Big 12 game with 1 loss, they'd still get in.
Yes.
I don't know
that's
if
a
a
good point.
BYU, Utah,
Yeah.
or Cincy gets in if they lose to Texas Tech in the Big 12 championship. But I think we just listed off their 3 schedules, and they could all go 2-1 or 3-0, and move up in the rankings in the last 3 weeks of the year
In
to
the
where
running,
they're going to
yeah.
be right in the running.
They're all going to be in the teens. I think.
Yeah.
They're all going to end up in the teens.
I think, BYU, if they went out, they're going to be top 10, right? So do you punish them for playing an extra game and losing to Texas Tech? That's happened before.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So do we want to add one
Wait,
more?
what was it with last year's SMU? Right, they're the ones that it was that whole controversy. Is like, can you take away their
Yeah.
conference championship loss against them?
And they didn't.
They
did
didn't.
not.
They picked
So-
them over
Alabama.
Which
That
I'm
was
so
remarkable.
glad.
Yeah,
I'm so
remarkable.
glad they did that. I don't know if they'll do it again, though.
Defeated a lot of
I don't know.
allegations. Yeah.
I think they're always in a tough spot.
Well, let's just say BYU
Yeah.
and Utah are probably another two options that we're going to throw in with Texas, Ole Miss, and Vanderbilt. All right, let's go to the Big Ten to finish things out here. The number 1 and 2 teams in the country, Ohio State is 9-0. Indiana is 10-0. Oregon 8-1 with a loss at home to Indiana. They're number 8. USC and Michigan 17-18. Iowa just lost. Probably should have beat Oregon at 21. And Washington was ranked last week, but not anymore. Just thought I'd
Shout out Finney.
Enjoy you. Yeah, that gave
Shout
you
out Finney, bro.
some pleasure over there.
So what are we thinking here, guys? I mean, it seems like it should be 3 teams. But if Oregon drops a game, what do you do with them?
Which they have looked beatable multiple times this year.
They have seemed very
They don't look
shaky.
They don't look sound to me compared to the other teams.
Well,
It's
here's
like
the
they finished
thing.
with USC and Washington. So
Yeah,
like,
USC is interesting.
I think they'll beat both those, but you can't guarantee it.
What do you think happens if they lose one of those? Because they're at Washington. Are they also at USC? Is that what
I don't know what they're.
I think USC goes to here.
They're for sure
I'll pull it
at.
up.
They're for sure at.
USC's at Oregon. USC's at Oregon.
Yeah, USC's not winning that game. I don't think there's any chance.
I don't believe so,
Oh,
but
there's a chance.
it's
I
just
actually
weird. The
think
Ducks
they
are
will.
playing. The Ducks are playing really weird right now. So
I think USC's a sleeper team.
Yeah, it's possible.
Fair enough.
They got a good quarterback, but if they can pair it with the run game, because that's kind of what worked for them against Nebraska, was actually pairing the run game. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But
Yeah.
they're definitely entertaining. And that Lemon kid, the wide receivers,
He's
Oh, yeah.
he's a
unbelievable.
stud.
Stud.
He a dog.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll
So do
see.
you want to make a case for USC, or are you just kind of saying that?
No, I'm not. I'm
Just
saying
to
more
ruin
like
Oregon.
I'm saying more like I'm not saying the champion of the Big Ten because we're making
No,
the
no,
initial
I
pick
know.
first, right?
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that first.
Big Ten champion.
In 3,
Oh my gosh, Dave.
2, 1.
Ohio State.
Indiana, let's go.
Signetti.
Hop on the train or get ran over by it. All right.
Google me, I win. Right.
Oh man, I'm so excited. This has been my team from the beginning of the year. I said they were going to win the Big Ten. Here we are, folks. This is a big moment.
So
like I
you're-
said, hop on the train or
So
get
what'd you
ran
say?
over by
I
it.
said Ohio State.
What'd you
so it
say?
doesn't
Ohio
matter.
State.
Okay, so that doesn't
I
matter.
do have Ohio State in, obviously.
I think both these teams are in.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah, they're both gonna get in.
I agree.
I think it doesn't seem like they have anybody else tough on the rest of the way. So yeah,
Oh,
both
no,
should.
both of those schedules, other than the Ohio State Michigan
Michigan.
game's always going to be a good game, but they have easy schedules to go undefeated. Both Indiana and Ohio State. Not the entire year, obviously, but the last 3,
Yeah,
very
championship.
favorable.
it's a lock.
to-
Yeah.
They're getting it.
both
yeah.
those guys.
I
Are
mean,
in, for
Indiana
sure.
only has 2 more games than
Yeah, they're-
Wisconsin and Purdue or something. So
Yep.
Indiana's probably gonna be 12-0. Ohio State, you never know against Michigan. You really don't, and
Yeah.
especially when they're actually good this year.
Yep.
And it's at Michigan. I
Yeah.
think, this
Yeah,
year.
Yep.
it is.
But regardless, they'll get in. Indiana will get in.
So that's cool. If Michigan beats Ohio State,
Yeah.
I don't think it matters what happens. Even if they have a
If
chance
Michigan
to get
wins
to the Big
out,
Ten?
if Michigan wins out, they're in, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
And they won't get in the Big
They-
Ten.
that was my
Yeah.
question.
Right.
It doesn't matter if they lose the Big Ten. I don't even think they can get
Yeah,
in.
they got 2 losses in the Big Ten.
If they beat Ohio State, I
Oh,
think that's
sorry.
a lock.
They have
You're
1
in.
loss in the Big Ten championship, or in the Big Ten. So if they won out
Oh,
and
wow.
beat Ohio State, they would hop Ohio State
Ooh.
and
Yeah.
play Indiana in the Big Ten championship,
That would be
which would
crazy.
lock it in that they're in.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Yeah.
if they beat Ohio State, they're in.
The game's going to matter again. Let's go. That's fun.
Yeah, as long as neither of
Hopefully.
them
Yeah.
drop the ball on the
Yeah.
way there. Okay, so right now we've got Ohio State, Indiana, A&M, Alabama, Georgia, Texas Tech, which is the top 16 teams. The top 6 teams right now, we're saying they're all going to be in. Now we have to fill out the rest of the spots, and that includes one Power 5 or non-Power
Group
5
5.
team.
Yeah.
The only one that's ranked right now is South Florida. They're 24. They beat Florida, and they almost beat Miami, and they beat somebody pretty good. in
Miami
week 1.
wasn't that close, was it? I can't remember.
It may not have been being close, but South Florida had a good start.
But
to
they
the
beat
year.
Boise State.
Smoked Boise.
Yeah.
Beat Florida at Florida. They got smoked. You're right. At
James
Miami.
Madison is the only other Group of 5 school that I think is on everyone else's radar right now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Memphis was in there. They kind of blew it.
Yeah,
a few
Memphis
weeks back.
actually beat USF.
Yeah.
And then they lost last
Yeah,
week.
and then
Yeah.
they've kind of.
So I think it's going to come down to
I do think
USF
South
or-
Florida is going to win out, so it's just going to be about if they can
They have
win.
Navy, though, this week,
Yeah,
don't
they
they?
do. That's if they survive Navy. That's what I wrote. I'm like, I think they're going to get in the playoff, but I think that Navy game's.
They
got to
win this week.
Yeah, they need it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I
At
think-
Navy, at
yeah.
Navy, you never know.
I think that's we make the safest pick possible for that pick. So I'm okay doing that
Yeah.
if we want to just lock that in.
All
But
right,
I
Group
don't
of
care.
5.
Is that fine?
James
But
Madison's
keep an
definitely
eye on
interesting.
James
They are
Madison just in
interesting.
case the ACC continues to implode.
Yeah.
Right?
Then
There's
that's
two
the
group of
team
5
to
teams
watch.
get in.
That's the team to
I'd
watch.
be all for that, dude.
I would love
Bring
to.
the
Is that
chaos.
Sun Belt, right?
Let's just root against the best ACC teams the next
Every
3
week.
weeks, and they're just going to slowly move further and further back in the rankings.
Is
You never know.
that the Sun Belt, James Madison? Right.
I don't think
And
it's
then
Sun Belt.
USF is AAC, right?
Yeah.
American Athletic.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to say USF is our 7th team right now.
'Kay.
So now there's 5 spots left.
Yep.
Is Notre Dame in?
Yes.
Yes, lock them in. It's annoying. They don't play a freaking conference game within the year. They do this every year.
I mean,
it's genius,
They
though.
lost by a
Yeah.
combined total of 4 points between Miami and A&M.
Yeah.
I know Miami was good early in the year.
Yeah.
They look good.
Did they
They're
go
in.
for 2 to win it against A&M?
I-
Is that why they lost 40 to 41?
I want to say so. I can't remember, but I know it was a heartbreaking loss for them.
I'm gonna find
And everyone
out.
ruled them out. Like, yep, they ain't gonna be here.
For as much haze they get, and I'm definitely behind that as well. It's kind of genius what they do.
A&M scored a touchdown with 19 seconds left. Sorry,
Okay.
13 seconds left to win by 1.
Wow.
It seems like every year they get 2 big wins, they
Yeah.
get 2 close losses, and they just sneak their way into the playoffs.
Yeah.
It is
But look what they
frustrating.
did last year, though. That's the thing.
Sure.
They couldn't beat the narrative in the 4 team of like, do they really belong? Are they wasting a spot? This year, or I guess the
And then you got
previous
to
year,
the Natty, right?
you got to the Natty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this team.
And it was close.
Yeah, still have Jeremiah Love.
Yeah.
They got the dogs over there. Let's see what happens.
They play
I'm
at
cool with
Pitt.
that.
They play at Pitt next week.
They're going to
If they lose, they're out, right?
I think so. That
If they
would
lose
be,
any game the rest of the year,
100%.
they're out.
I would like to
most
think,
likely.
unless everything just implodes.
because it's going to leave a bad taste in the committee's mouth to them losing.
I don't think the committee
Yeah.
wants a 3-loss team in there. I think the only
Agree.
conferences they consider are Big Ten and SEC.
Agreed. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to say they went out, right?
Yep. I
that-
like
Does
it.
that give us 8?
Gives us 8.
Like as I say,
All right, 4 more spots.
and our group of 5 is already determined.
Well, the teams that we said are still alive, not according to the rankings right now. We're saying Ole Miss, Oregon, Texas, BYU, Utah, Vanderbilt, USC,
Michigan.
Michigan.
We should just go down the line and eliminate, I think, first.
I agree.
I don't think USC finds a way to get
I
in.
don't either.
As fun as they are and as good as Lemon is and whatever the quarterback's name is. Mayava. He's great. I feel a little uncomfortable putting them in.
If I had to bet on Michigan or USC,
Yeah.
I would choose Michigan.
I agree.
agree.
I'm going to pick Oregon to beat USC, which I think locks Oregon
Yeah.
in, regardless if they
Yeah.
go and lose at Washington,
Go ahead.
which is very, very.
I don't know. I mean, I'm okay with it just because you guys are all 3 on board with it, but I don't see Oregon doing much this year personally.
I don't fully
Yeah.
trust them.
They
for
might
sure,
not do
too.
much, but if they're a 2-loss,
I get
gonna-
it. They
probably gonna be in.
they control their own fate here,
Yeah.
but
They're not.
they
they're
haven't done
definitely,
much. They really haven't done much this year.
squeaking by right now, but I would expect.
and
until
at the
proven
time,
otherwise.
the Penn State win at Penn State was huge.
Yeah, now
but now it
Yeah,
means nothing.
nothing.
they're a
Virtually
first loss
nothing.
exit for me, or first round exit for me.
I-
I
Yeah.
think.
I
which
agree
we'll
with
get
where
to.
they're playing. Yeah.
So can we, while we eliminate USC, are we also saying Oregon's in?
Yeah.
I would vote
Yeah.
yes.
Sure.
Oregon's team number 9.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Ole Miss.
I personally would rather do Ole Miss over Texas, but I know that's probably not popular in this room.
I have both.
I'm voting against it.
I have both in.
I think Ole Miss wins out. I think they're in.
I like Ole Miss over Texas, so I would agree. But I have both in. I have
I like
Texas
Texas
sneaking
over
in.
Ole Miss.
You like Ole Miss
I do, yeah.
over Texas?
I do, yeah. Just because of the having the one.
Their schedule.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's team number 9.
You will never see me root for Lane Kiffin. Sorry.
I don't blame
Homer
you,
pick. Yeah.
but I do think they're gonna make it.
So right now we're saying the top 9 teams in the country are all
Future
gonna get
Gator
in.
coach, by the way.
Which at this point in the year, I don't think is
Maybe.
that shocking. You know,
Maybe though.
I'll bet you we're wrong in some way, shape, or form. We have the top 9 teams right now all in.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not,
Texas
it's not
is
that
number
easy.
10.
It's not that easy.
Texas is number 10. You think they're in?
I do.
So in what path? What's their path to get in?
So I think they have to win at least one of Georgia and A&M.
Have to.
They have to win at least
Okay.
And
one.
lose
And you think they
incredibly
are?
close.
I think
Yes.
they will. I think they're.
Yeah.
I think A&M's going to choke.
Which it'd be at Georgia. I mean, it's a home.
Yeah,
game for
I think
Georgia.
I think they lose to Georgia by 3 and then beat A&M,
Yeah,
and then they're in.
and A&M is going to implode in November, per
Yeah.
usual. They'll still get in.
this is gonna be a crazy finish to the year. Looking at
Yeah,
all
the
these
last
games
3
that are
weeks.
coming up are insane.
And that's going to be the team that everyone's going to be like, do they really deserve to get in? You know, like everyone's going to be arguing.
Texas?
Yeah.
But
well,
they're the preseason number 1.
well, yes, but with 3 losses, that's going to
So
be
we only have
huge.
2 teams left because we've got the top 9 all in, and then we've got USF. So that's 10.
Yeah.
Texas would be 11. We still have BYU, Utah conversation, and we have Michigan's the final team we haven't discussed. Because I'm assuming we're not going to pick another ACC.
Well, we have Miami in too.
You're right.
So we only have
So
one
we
more
have one
pick.
spot.
Wow.
Texas would be the last spot.
Dude,
So if Texas lost one game,
Miami might not get in.
I don't think Texas gets in.
Yeah, you're right. This is starting to look. So wait,
If
so
Texas,
we have the top 9.
We have the top 9 teams in right now.
and then
Team 10 would be Miami,
USF.
and 11 would be USF.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So there's only one spot left. I think if you're not putting a 3-loss team in. I think you're putting a 2-loss BYU or a 2-loss Utah in over. But right now,
I don't know.
yeah, so let's just go ahead and cross out Oklahoma, Texas, Utah,
you're done with Texas.
Whoa.
Vanderbilt. Yeah, I am. Because there's
I would
so
not.
many.
I would not be.
There's
a fan.
limited spots.
I still think they're getting in with 3 losses.
I don't.
That's-
Just because.
Yeah.
So here's my situation for you. I think
Mhm.
I think it comes down to a 3-loss Texas and a BYU who wins out. They got 1 loss. They lose again to Texas Tech in the Big 12 championship. So
Yeah.
so it's like
Yeah.
1.5 losses, 2 losses.
True.
Who do you think they give it to?
True. Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
right.
They might give it
yeah.
to Texas.
Yeah.
I mean-
Texas needs help. There's no doubt about it. They need help.
They control their own destiny. I mean, they're going
but-
to be a top
well, yes.
6 seed if they win out.
Absolutely. But assuming they lose a game, they're going to need significant help, and they're going to need to lose in the exact right way. I mean, it's going to have to be like. But I do think honestly, this is where the arch hype and stuff is actually going to probably come into play
Yeah.
a little bit from the.
A lot of these
I don't
bubble
know.
teams are going to be rooting for Ohio State to beat Michigan as well. I think that's the last one we
Absolutely.
haven't mentioned because
Totally.
Michigan could be a bid stealer.
Yep.
If they win out and they beat Ohio State, they're going to get in the Big Ten championship. Ohio State's in regardless.
Yeah.
Michigan
You can't
could
keep
win.
them out. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got to just make a decision, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, for our final team, let's say it on 3.
One second, let me.
No.
Okay.
Okay. Wait. Can we at least agree on a couple we're crossing out?
We're gonna let's say
Okay,
it's
what are the options
Let's say it's
here?
between Michigan,
Okay.
Vanderbilt, BYU, and Texas.
All right.
We already have 4 SEC teams. SEC
right.
teams.
And I know you guys don't want to give Vanderbilt their time, but they've got Kentucky at home and then they're at Tennessee to finish the year. They got 2 losses.
Yeah.
I mean, if they win both,
they're
There's
in.
a
They're
case. I don't think they're in.
I think they should
if
be.
other
That'd be
things,
I agree.
Yeah.
If other things go other teams' ways, I still don't think they're gonna get in.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a
All right,
chance.
we've got options.
Yeah.
We've got 11 teams in. Let's say our final team in 3,
right.
2, 1. Vanderbilt.
BYU.
Texas.
Yeah, we're going in.
You guys
Wait.
went Texas?
We both went Texas.
And you went BYU?
I went BYU. I just think.
I went Vandy.
Wait, what'd you
I
both
went
say?
Texas.
What'd you say?
Both said Texas.
Okay.
So
I think they lose to Georgia and A&M, and I have 4
And
lost
that very
teams
well
now.
and that very well could happen.
But I'm okay with that because it's Arch, because it's Texas.
That's my guy.
They could win one of
of
them
my
course,
guy.
I knew
because
man.
if they get a top 5 win and they're a 3-loss team, they're going. I think.
I think if they lose 1, they shouldn't be in. But
shouldn't that
BYU
be
might be
case,
9-1 or be 10-1 going into the Big 12 championship game.
No, they have 2 losses right now.
Do they?
Yeah, they have 2
BYU
losses.
does?
Wait, who are we saying? Are you saying BYU?
BYU.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, because they
BYU has 1.
even if Texas wins one of those games. And,
I know that. I think it literally might come down to a 3-loss Texas versus
and
BYU
yeah.
losing to Texas Tech again.
Yeah.
And
That-
it's
And
an
then
extra
They're gonna
game.
put Texas in. I think they should put.
Well,
Texas in.
last year they put SMU in over Alabama
That's
when
true.
SMU
That's
lost
true.
the ACC championship to Clemson.
But I think what the committee, what you've seen the last couple of years is like
They
it's been
shift.
every year it's a
Yeah.
little change just to accommodate to one side a little bit more.
Because SMU didn't show up, and the bottom 4 seeds all played like dog water,
It's
right?
just,
So
yeah, it's just unfortunate too because Texas's losses compared to BYU's only lost to Texas Tech twice. It's like, how do you even compare that? You know,
Yeah, it's tough.
The way that Texas has
Yeah.
played, the teams they played are way. Even though Texas Tech's a top 10 team, it's
Who's
like,
Texas's second loss? It's Ohio State at the beginning of the year, and it was
Florida.
close. It was Florida. That's right, Florida.
Yeah,
that's
so-
interesting too.
fraud horns,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. But that
Right.
I'm
Oh,
picking
gosh.
all
We
I'm,
still
the
gotta
only
do the
reason I'm
bracket.
picking Texas is because I like them getting in over BYU. Like I just
40
think the odds of BYU getting in, I think, are lower than Texas right now. I don't think BYU's even going to get to the championship. Like
I can see them.
Who do you think they're going to lose to?
I don't even know who they
Cincy?
play, but I just
They
gotta
play
get, oh yeah,
at
I
Cincy.
do have Cincy in the championship, Big 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which they're solid. They could beat BYU.
Yeah, I
Should
think
we go to the
Cincy could.
bracket?
Cincy and Pitt could just completely throw everything off.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Lastly, I'm going to sneak in there. I think Vanderbilt gets in with 2 losses. I'm rooting for Tennessee to beat them because I'm a Tennessee guy, right?
Yeah.
But I think Vandy's...
You are not a Tennessee guy.
Whoa,
I don't know.
whoa.
I don't know about that. By the way you've been talking.
I think
Out of the
he
SEC, I
somewhat
totally am.
supporter.
Okay. All right.
He somewhat is.
It's debatable.
Well, when I'm actually trying to think common sense, I thought Ohio State was going to beat them last year, and I understood.
Yeah, there was
But
a little,
look what happened.
Yeah. I understand. Yeah. I'll give you your
I just
dues.
want to
Yeah.
remind him
Yes.
that this could happen again. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so based off of those teams that we just put together, as you're seeing them on your screen right now, 12 teams. David, I want to start with you. Who's your champ? I'm going to give you 15 seconds.
Yep. Indiana is going to do it, folks. Get on the train or get ran over by it. I'll keep saying it. They're hot this year. Mendoza, my guy. He's actually a Dolphin fan. Big fan of his.
I think it's gonna be back to back. I think the Buckeyes are gonna get it done. They haven't done anything crazy to blow me away, but they're so steady, and I think Ryan Day has found a way to coach his guys to the point of like, just show up and prove that you're the team that you believe you are. And Sayan is just so steady too. I know like a lot of people are back and forth Heisman candidate whether or not his stats don't blow you away, but he's so consistent and steady. And they've just looked. They've won big games. They've blown out the teams they're supposed to blow out.
This pains me to say it. I actually think Alabama's going to win it all.
Ooh.
So it's a little weird because I know there's that controversy over DeBoer and really the players, the fans, just the overall program believes in him. But like David said earlier, like they've only gotten better, and I think Ty Simpson's playing at a really high level.
He's a stud.
He's won the games that really matter. He's looking poised in the moment, and obviously they got studs all around. So I hate it. I hate that I'm choosing Alabama, but honestly, out of all the teams like that I'm looking at, I do think it's a toss-up this year. I do think this year it's like there's not a clear team.
Wide open.
And like last year, we saw Ohio State run the gauntlet, right? So it's
2
like
losses going into the playoffs.
I don't really think – I think there's a lot of teams you can make the argument for, and Alabama's just kind of the first one I'm looking at.
Valid.
I'm going to go Ohio State as well. I think it's a safe pick. Even if they lost to Michigan, they're still going to get in. And last year that actually kind of helped them out. It kind of got them in the
Fired
gear,
them
and then they went and threw them one. They've done it before. They don't have a ton of guys back, but they still have some stud receivers back. So I'm going to go Ohio State. All right. That is a long sports segment, but, man, we had to catch you up, right? Hopefully you enjoyed that, overview of college football playoff.
I hope
That
we
we're
get,
inevitably going to get wrong.
I was going to say, I really hope we can just get a montage of all these incorrect. Yeah,
Maybe
it's gonna
quantity equals quality this year. We spent so much time on it that it's going to be correct.
Yeah, I mean,
It's probably not.
That was quite the breakdown.
spent hours preparing.
I wish you won a different champion than him, so that we had like four teams.
Oh, I'm sorry that you
No,
wish
but
that.
Braden just knows ball. So
We were on the same.
And
we
we
worked
on
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
It was
pretty much
interesting.
the Tennessee boys, boy.
But we didn't have Tennessee this year, unfortunately.
Well, you did have them beating Vanderbilt and keeping
Yes,
them out of the playoffs.
which will
It's going to happen.
Yeah, just. Oh man.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be an electric game.
Does Tennessee have 2 losses or 3?
They have
Do they have 4?
No, they're 3, 6 and 3.
It's
Yeah.
3 right
Yeah,
now.
6 and 3,
Oklahoma.
darn
Georgia,
Oklahoma,
Bama.
them
Brutal.
Sooners, man.
That's 3 good losses though.
Yeah, they were great.
All right. Well, we've got another 15 to 30 here that we're gonna finish out this pod with, but we just want to come on, talk life. I mean, for the 3 of us, we've been living together here in Arizona. Well, you two really have actually been living together, but we've been here full time now. Houston just getting into town, so we were just excited to chop it up with you. But I think I'd love to go around the table and just see in what ways God's moving, something He's been putting on each of our hearts, and I think that's going to lead to a very cool discussion. So, David, you got something on
Yeah, let me.
on your heart?
Oh, he's cooking
scripture
something up.
Yeah.
Well, funny, y'all want to start. I can finish.
Find your thing.
Go for it.
I can kick us off if you want.
Cool.
I'll give kind of a just quick context into who I actually am as other than just Super Bowl editor, even though that's like the most important part of my life. So I grew up in Nebraska fan my whole life. Like all 3 of my siblings went to the university. That was always my plan. Was involved in the broadcasting program like before, whatever they call that, like the program when you're in high school to get ready for being at the university, all that type of stuff. Braden just yawned, so clearly my story is like not that interesting at all, but it's all good. Not fun playing.
It was
like a
holding my breath because I don't want to cough.
totally. Anyway, so then I took a Discover trip down to GCU, and that's you get down here, you see the palm trees and everything, and you're like, man, this is maybe a little bit different, and was able to some buddies from one of my closest friends from high school, Cade, randomly brought up to me. He was like, I think I might go to GCU. And so I was like, oh, sweet. I have no idea what that is. Took a Discover trip. After I got back from the Discover trip, ran into an old friend that I grew up in church with. And he was also like, oh, by the way, like, what are you doing for school? And we kind of reconnected. He was like, oh, I'm going to GCU. I was like, what? And it just felt like everything was connecting me to go down to GCU. So, went to Grand Canyon University, was Lopes up again. Was a play-by-play broadcaster for all the sports down here. So women's basketball, women's boys and girls soccer, softball, baseball, all that type of stuff. Met Braden, did the broadcasting thing together for a while. 3 years here, broadcast communications major, and then minored in film. And then graduated, and I've been doing my own like photo and video business for the last year and a half, living in Nebraska. So that's just kind of like a rundown of me, just
absolutely
for context. But
so what's God been put on your heart recently? What's something you're walking through?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me that I have really had to tackle and learn over the last year and a half is just like taking each season for what it's worth. Every summer throughout college, I had a different job, and every summer going back to Nebraska, I didn't know what I was going to do to make money to pay for tuition. And basically the last week up until summer, every single year, God placed something like perfectly in my hands. So first summer, I ended up working at a country club as a social media manager. And then my second summer, I worked at a news station called Channel 8 News as a multimedia journalist. And then my third summer, I did some more stuff, just video-wise and photo stuff around the area. And I met a lot of different people in my local community in Hickman, Nebraska, where I'm from. And that was like every single summer just getting to see me be in a position of like, wow, I don't know how I'm going to make money to literally provide to go to school and figure out how I'm going to like tackle all that. And like lucky enough to have parents to support me and things like that, but wanted to have that pride and that sense of like being able to pay for a lot of it too. And so since graduating, I, expected to graduate school, get a broadcasting job immediately, be an NBA broadcaster, like do all this stuff that you just like, you're like, I'm doing it on ESPN Plus. Like, the next step is like this. And then I graduated and I was like looking for all these different broadcasting jobs and nothing really lined up that I was like, man, I want to go do that, or I should go do that, or even I can go do that. Like the job just didn't line up. So moved back home and, opened up my own photo and video business. So did stuff with you guys, did stuff with Gabe McLaughlin, random testimonial videos for banks back home, making videos for this Warriors YouTube channel, like all this random stuff that has just kind of seen me through from season to season. And the biggest thing for me is like, I'm very much a person who wants to be in control of my everyday. Since I was little, I'd always tug on my mom's leg and ask like, what's the plan for the day? Like when I was like 4, because I'm just a planner. I just wanted to know what's happened. So the biggest thing is just like having faith and learning how to deal with each season as it comes and goes, and understanding that each season is there for a reason. And if there's a season of, hey, maybe I'm not making as much money as I'd like to be, or especially with like, doing photo and video freelance, it's like some months in the summer months, it's like wedding after wedding after wedding, right? So much stuff's going on. And then there's other seasons where it's like months at a time where there's like no work. And so just learning how to lean on like, even in those moments where I don't know what the next thing is that's going to happen, understanding that that's totally in God's hands. Something our good buddy Gabe McLaughlin likes to say, God has the pen, and he's writing you in story that is beyond even, your own comprehension.
So cool. Yeah.
And so that's just so cool because he proves time and time again, every time I have a question of like, man, I don't know where this is going, he always lays something in my lap of like, and here it is for you, And sometimes that is in a day, and sometimes that's months and months and months.
Sure.
And I'm in another season now where it's like, I don't know, I'm at kind of a crossroads with my work stuff, and I don't really know like where I'm going to be living or what I'm going to be doing. And so it's that season again of like, man, like where is God taking me? Like I have no clue. And you can still sort of lean into that fear of like, man, I feel like, what if this is the, like, regardless of how many times he's delivered me through, what if this is the time where literally nothing lines up? Like what's going to happen, And I have a journal, and I have like page after page after page where it's like 5 pages of like fear and like what's happening. And then it's always at the end, you delivered me through. And it's just like, that's proof in your life, Houston, that he's shown you time and time again, like, I'm here for you. I'm right by your side. Like, my story for you is perfect. And so just leaning on that, and then also just like supporting the community, understanding that Braden is in a situation where he's had to lean on God, and you're in a situation you've had to lean on God, and you're not alone in that. Like, you're not alone in that feeling of, man, I'm sitting here in my room right now, and I have no idea how I'm going to make money this week, or I have no idea am I supposed to move here? Like, how am I supposed to tackle all that? And so just leaning into like season by season, trusting that God's got you, and your plan is, and his plan is eternally better than anything, like I said, we can comprehend. And so, yeah, that's the biggest thing that I think I've been trying to lean towards. So, yeah.
That's awesome. I mean,
that was awesome.
Well, it's probably not fun at times, right? But I'm very confident there's going to be a point in your life where it's going to be you're going to be sustained, and you're going to have money, and you're going to be able to settle down and not have to worry about those things like you are right now. And I just think that's going to be, this experience is going to be so huge for you, because there's going to be other aspects of your life where you're like, you're feeling the same thing. It might not be money, but it might be relational. It might be health problems. It could be anything that life hits us with. And I think you're going to be so prepared for it. So I don't know. That's kind of what's on my heart right now in response to that really like beautiful message that you just put out there, is like,
for sure.
I think God is preparing you for life in a weird way right now, but it's going to help you in all the other ways that all of us humans are hit with.
Yeah.
Just because we're in a broken world. So
totally.
I'm excited to see.
No, I love that. And I think like another perspective on all of the things that you had to say was that, you know, there's these seasons, there's like these ups and downs, there's different feelings. Like, I love the saying, we're never at the one same spot. Like, we're always, you know, there's all these different variables of who we are, and like the circumstances, the people around us, like job, work, whatever it may be, right? But it's like, who's that steady hand through it all? Like, there's ups and downs, there's different seasons and times and for everything, right? But it's like the Lord is that constant hand. You know, he's that consistency. We know he never changes. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. Yeah. And just knowing that, like, you know, he's got your pen and he's just writing that story. And it's like, we think the things that we do are like changing all the big things, but only he has the power to change all the big parts of the story. And so it's just like, it's such a rescue that it's like, yes, we have a part to play, but ultimately it's like the Lord, Pastor Noe said it this past Sunday, it's like, there's nothing that passes in our life that he hasn't already seen. And so it's like, it's gotten through the Father first, and then he allows it to come to us. Yeah. So what a rescue.
No, that's a great, all of that stuff this last Sunday, talking about faith over fear, and, you know, dealing with circumstance and not knowing what's going to happen next. And just like you said, that hit home for me of like, everything that you're about to face has been delivered through the Father first, and he has it set, you know? Right. And sometimes it might not be set exactly how you want it to be.
Right.
Honestly, more often than not, you're going to tackle something, you're going to, whoa, that went differently than I expected it would, but it's always guiding you towards the right path. So, no, that's great encouragement from both of you for sure.
And your point that everybody, like, I feel like I completely related with his message too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody relates in a certain way to what you're feeling.
Totally.
And it just looks different for everybody.
Yeah.
So we can't forget that. Like, we have to remember that we're all in this together, and we're all living this life, this imperfect life together, right?
Yeah.
And that he is writing the script, and it's been written, and it's perfect, and it's the way it's supposed to be.
Totally.
Yeah, for sure. It's very similar to kind of where I was going anyway.
Awesome.
Just
perfect segue.
There's grace in every season. Like, God provides grace in every season.
Mm-hmm.
He knows, like we talked about, what we're going to go through before we do. He allows it, right? And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it isn't easy. But man, like, I think he really uses everything for good. Like Romans 8:28 talks about, even some really hard things, highs, lows, and everything in between. I think about like the God of, you know, your best moment you can remember in your life is the same God who's with you in the darkest, deepest hole, valley, whatever. It's like he covers it all. Where can you go to run away from him? You can't, you know. And it's so comforting in that sense, and it's comforting that he's a relational God, right? Like, Jesus came and walked this life that we're living right now. Like, he was human. He came down, and he's a relational God. And so the scripture I was looking for is Hebrews 4:15. I'll read it here. It says, For we do not have a high priest who is unable to empathize with our weakness, but we have one who is tempted in every way, just as we are, and yet he did not sin. Let us then approach God's throne of grace with confidence, so that we may receive mercy and find grace to help us in our time of need.
Yeah.
I think that's been the big thing for me of whenever there's obstacles, whenever there's uncertainty, there's unknown, that not being afraid to bring that to the Lord and really sitting in that.
That's right.
And being okay with it of, man, we may not know what tomorrow looks like, but we know the one who holds tomorrow. I know it's very cliche, but it's the reality of the situation. And there's grace that the Lord provides for every day. His mercies are new every morning. And I think I've really just experienced that. And it's let go of a burden of, that I have to carry and try to be perfect in every way, knowing that I won't hit that mark ever,
That's right.
Totally. Matthew 6:33, seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. That's my all-time favorite verse. I have a hat that has that on it, and but the verse right after that, 6:34, talks about don't worry about tomorrow, for today has enough troubles of its own, and that ties in perfectly with that. And I just think when I actively try to pursue that verse of legitimately, I'm gonna live today to the fullest and impact people through trying to live like Christ. If I act you can say that, right? And I have it written on my lock screen and all that type of stuff, right? As a reminder. But when you actively think to yourself in the morning, I'm going to pray, I'm going to sit in prayer and literally do everything I can to live today to the fullest. It's crazy how much some of those worries about future things fade away. As hard as that is, because you read a verse like that and you're like, okay, yeah, but I also have to plan and I have to think about those future things, right? Yeah. But it's not so much about not thinking about those things, but trusting that God has those things in his hands, just like, how that other verse relates to it. And, more so having a mindset of I always like to think about, our lives wouldn't require faith if we knew exactly how everything was going to happen, Right. And sometimes it's easy to be I just wish I knew where I was going to be in a year.
Yeah.
And
nice.
Right. But that we would be completely in lack of need for a savior if that was the case.
And I love that, because I think what the enemy loves to do with all of us is he likes to get us stuck in the past or anxious about the future.
Totally.
Right. And I think there's a good balance that we should strike, because as Christians, I do believe the Lord wants us to plan ahead. He wants us to think ahead and kind of start preparing, sowing those seeds, right? Yeah. But also it's he can use the past for us to learn from as well. But it's rather than, being stuck in the past, chained down by it, and rather getting anxious about the future, it's no, the Lord's got you.
Yeah.
Being in the moment, being in the spirit,
totally.
And just trusting that his plan is already written out. So I love that. You guys
really cool.
crushing it over here.
Yeah, I think that ties in with spiritual disciplines a little bit. I think reading the Bible every day is not a requirement. It's not a necessity necessarily. Praying to God every day, I would say, is the same thing. Absolutely. But you absolutely can ground yourself and live in the moment if you do start your day with that, or if you do finish your day with that, by saying, Lord, I give today to you. And if you can remember that throughout your day, how about you go do it tomorrow? And all of a sudden it just starts to change the way you're looking at your life. It starts to change. As you said, you start to forget about what God is trying to get you to forget about, because it doesn't matter anymore. And you start to forget about what you were anxious about, what might be a month away, because, man, you might have just lined up 4 great days where you were just relationally on another level with the Lord, and you just heard him so perfectly, and things are starting to go your way, and all of a sudden that anxiety's just gone. So how about you just start it today, start it tomorrow, put a couple days in a row of just getting to know the Lord better and speaking to him and saying, this is what I'm looking for out of this day. Because a lot of the words that we say to God when we're praying to him, it's not like we're just making it up and it's our desires. It's usually something he's putting on our heart. He just wants to hear us say it out loud.
Yeah.
So I think, man, if you can just say, I'm going to start today, because, man, I'm anxious about something in the future, or I can't get over this in the past. Just start with today and just start rolling that over and see what happens in your life.
Yeah. And I think the impact that I've seen in my life when I spend my morning going to the gym, listening to worship music or something like that, it's simple things like that just change your outlook.
Yep.
I'm literally actively, not even actively, but I'm sitting in a zone of peace when I'm driving to the gym listening to worship music, as opposed to I'm on my phone or I'm, doing whatever. It's like that's just a negative headspace to start your day with. But why do you guys think it's so difficult to do those things sometimes? Like, that's just a question I'd ask you. Like,
Sure.
sometimes it does feel as simple as like, man, my day goes so much better when I sit in the Word in the morning.
Yeah.
Why don't I do that?
Well, I think like the biggest thing is we live in a world where there's so many distractions, and like we're all guilty of it. And it's like Pastor Noah, I know we just keep bringing him up. He's
Good guy, by the way.
Great guy.
Yeah,
Pastor
great
Noah,
guy.
yeah. Good guy.
Yeah. Yeah, great guy. Anyways, it's like if the enemy can't get you to sin, he's going to distract you, right?
Yeah,
so it's
so
like
true.
kind of like second tier where he wants you. But no, like living with like all the, we're so blessed with like the amount of information we have at our fingertips. Like, don't get me wrong. It is definitely like a good thing, but like out of moderation, it just distracts us. It drains us. It disconnects us. Kind of like you're saying, like we're really grounded when we're spending time in God's word, when we're praying, when we're like with his community. But it's like, doom scrolling for a couple hours, just like your brain's elsewhere, but your body's right here.
Mm-hmm.
So I think really like a big thing is just like, one, the enemy wants us to get distracted, and we live in a society where there's just so many distractions.
Yeah, totally.
Harp, you got anything? I know we're probably getting close to the end of this.
I got something quick. I just like how we're all bouncing around because I was kind of going in the spiritual disciplines route.
Yeah.
I'm a very disciplined person, and I always have been. I just think like the athletic background has wired me that way.
Yeah.
And so like one of the things I've opened up to you guys like the last few weeks is just like looking at my quiet time differently. I used to be like legalistic, right? Thinking like I had to do this. Although there's like probably nothing better I could do with my time.
There isn't.
There really isn't. And like I think the Lord knows I know that. But it's like it's been cool to see how he's kind of given me rest in this area. It's like I'm not condemned, I'm not ashamed when I don't. But it also makes the time so much sweeter when I do find time for it. So it's like one of the things that I've kind of challenged myself with doing is rather than having like what I'm used to is like an hour and a half of quiet time in the morning, kind of like rooting me before I go on the rest of my day. It's like I really haven't been able to do that in this season. And so it's like one of the things I've been challenging myself with is like rather than it looking and feeling a certain way, just carrying him with me like all throughout the day.
Yeah.
Like rather than like
Yeah.
super zoning in at like an hour and a half, it's like, no, I'm going to get 10 minutes here, 15 minutes here,
Yeah.
5 minutes here. Just like literally like having this idea that he's with me every step of the day and just like inviting him in when I'm confused, inviting him in when I need help, inviting him in when I'm happy, when I'm sad.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It's been a rescue.
Well,
That's awesome.
let's talk about how that has to be so much better than the legalistic view that you mentioned. Because when it's legalistic, I mean, it's just different because
Sure.
you like almost expect to get a reward for
And if I don't, I'm not.
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
And then
So-
you're just checking a box eventually to some point. I had the same problem, even with like Bible reading plans and stuff. Can get, for me at least, sometimes it can get almost like to where, do I remember what I read this morning? Or did
Yeah.
I just do it to click the check mark?
Yeah.
It's convicting for sure.
We've had to, in some of my Bible studies, break it down as like we're focusing on a verse a week, and we're tackling that as much as possible, because then it's better to 2 weeks after a Bible study to look back and say, I can tell you what that verse is about, as opposed to, we talked about James 1 and it's kind of this and whatever, and it's like that obviously there are benefits to that and it can be incredibly positive.
Sure.
But I feel like myself personally, I've found the most growth when I'm like, we're going to tackle these 2 verses for 2 weeks, figure out exactly how that impacts our lives, because then it's an easy excuse to memorize a verse, right? It's an easy excuse to really hone that into your mind, because then it feels like that truly impacts me, which is why I feel like a lot of times, even you'll see Noe, we're shouting him out a million times. But
Great guy, by the way.
Fantastic guy.
It feels like we're teasing something. Anyway,
Maybe.
no, but like he'll have full sermons where he talks about 2 specific verses, and
Literally.
as opposed to a whole chapter, which again, not saying you can't have good things from that, but I don't know if I have one more thing I wanted to specifically talk about and task you guys with, but I didn't know if there's anything else on that topic you were wanting to talk about.
Well, I think one more thing I was going to say
Yeah.
about I love that about how you just focusing on one verse, because every verse, there's the beautiful thing, and the reason that Christianity is a thing is because every verse, there's context to it somewhere else in the Bible.
Exactly.
So that's another thing. When you're attacking just a specific verse, it connects to the end, it connects to the beginning, it connects to everything. And you can find that by reading throughout. A lot of our Bibles connects us to other verses.
Oh, yeah.
So that's absolutely a great way to digest the living word.
Yeah.
And no one will fully know every word on this page. Like,
Yeah.
there's only one, right? The big man, of course. But, like, no one who's ever lived and whoever will live will fully encapsulate the knowledge of God, because we were never created to, right? And it's so cool. I know you can all attest this. Like, you read a verse that you've already read before. Oh, I'm thinking about it this way.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that the first time or the
Totally.
second time.
Yeah.
So, sorry. You
And
got one
no,
thing.
it's great. And that's why community is so important too, because I guarantee you David interprets it differently than I do. And that's like, it's not always easy to find that, especially if you're moving to a new place or you get a new job or whatever. It's difficult to find that. But I would, see that as an encouragement, and as a task for people. It's like having people around you that challenge you in that way and hold you accountable, just to have conversations. Like, I guarantee you I could read something for a week and feel like I know everything about that, and I could have a 10-second conversation with Braden and he'd probably say something that's like, you know what, I didn't think about it in that way at all, and
Yeah.
so
It's cool.
being in solitude and working through that stuff on your own is fantastic, and you can learn so much, but community and stuff like this is big too. So
That kind of segues into my part as well. I totally I'm just so lucky because I do have that community here. I know if I wanted to get into the Word with somebody, I have a list. I have a full page full of people I can go to. How lucky am I? But I know there's people out there that feel like they don't. And I just want you to know that anybody can go find this community. If there's a church near you, which there probably is, you can get connected to a church. Step outside of your comfort zone. I have this community of people. I have this page full of people that I know I could go to. But I just went to our young adults group a couple weeks ago, and I met 50 new people I'd never met before. That was a little uncomfortable, but I got to go through the Word with them. I got to hear different perspectives, as you mentioned, and that's something anybody can do. So I challenge, if that's something that you're using that as an excuse, if that's something that you're struggling with, say to heck with that. Like, go find a way, because there's people out there that want the same thing. They want to meet new people just like you do. Go out and do it. Find that community. You can do it.
Right.
And that kind of leads into my thing. Is, that was a conviction of mine to meet more people and talk about God with more people. And that's been a great blessing. That's been an answered prayer. So that for me in this season of life, God has just been teaching me how to have a relationship with Him. I'd heard, man, it's not an audible voice. And I'm starting to understand that more and more now. It's not an audible voice, but it's like, there's something on my heart to do right now. It feels it feels uncomfortable. It feels like I really don't want to. I'd rather than being super bold right now, I'd rather be super content with what I'm doing, right? Like, and in this season of my life, I have been answering the call. I've been doing the uncomfortable, and it's just led to blessing after blessing. It's also led to a couple moments where I've been like, man, I took a risk there and it just didn't pay off.
Yeah.
But I know it's for good, and I can't just stop listening to my convictions because they don't all go my way. I can't expect that. So that's something He's put on my heart right now, to seek out the uncomfortable, and it's usually going to lead to exactly what He wants. And also, it's like almost that feeling of guilt. Like, if I don't listen to Him right now, what am I missing out on? Like, am I missing out on the story He's trying to write in my life? So that's been a cool revelation that He's put on my heart, and I'm just going to keep doing it.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That leads into perfectly what I was going to say and talk about a little bit. This is a super bold podcast, and you guys talk about being bold in your faith and putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. And I just wanted to share a quick story. I'm not as good as I should, and no one will be perfect in this way, but sharing the gospel with people and outwardly doing that with people that you don't know is a difficult thing to do. And it's, it sometimes feels like it really shouldn't be, right? Because we have enough of an outline of understanding this is the truth of the Lord and our faith, so right. Why does that feel so hard sometimes? So I have a good buddy of mine who has this brand, Faith Race, and they make these hats, and it's all about, living the race of your life and all that type of stuff, and it's awesome. But I have one of his hats, and a lot of the goal of it is to give you that conviction sometimes when you see those hats, to be like, okay, maybe this is a good opportunity for me to share the gospel. So I'm driving home from Omaha back to my house in Nebraska, and go to stop and get some gas, and there's this kid sitting on the side of the road playing a guitar, and I kind of look at him and I'm like, I should go give this kid some money, like whatever. And as I'm like walking over there, I look in my window and I see this hat I'm wearing, and I'm like, this is a perfect opportunity to share the gospel with this kid, right? I've known nothing about this person.
Yeah.
So I go over there. I like give him some cash for playing the guitar, whatever. He's got a great voice. He's killing it. This is awesome.
Is his name Harrison Boe?
Yeah,
This is a story about my brother. Imagine. No, my brother's a full-time
Shout out.
musician, though. Go check out his music. That's actually why I'm in town. Not important. Anyway, so
Harrison Boe on Spotify, Apple Music, and all platforms.
it just blares one of his songs right now.
You can do whatever you want.
Literally, yeah.
Copyright?
Probably will.
Copyright? No, it'll be great. So anyway, so I go over there and I'm feeling literally as I'm walking, I'm like, I'm not gonna talk to this kid about this, and so I sit down and I'm like, give him some cash or whatever, and start talking to him, and he had turns out he had walked all the way from this town in Mexico to get to like in the U.S. and all this different type of stuff. I don't remember specifically how it happened and everything, but anyway, so he was talking about he has a car, but he didn't really have a home and blah, 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 all this different type of stuff. And so I just remember being in that moment, sitting in that thinking, it'd be super easy to walk away right now. It'd be super easy. I've given him the money. I've done the Good Samaritan thing, whatever. But, like, why would I not? So I just asked him, like, have you ever heard of Jesus before? And he's like, oh, yeah, kind of a little bit. And it led to this just, like, super beautiful conversation about, like, his, like, background and his family and like how he got here and like all this type of stuff. And then I just asked him if I could pray for him, and he didn't speak super great English, and so he's kind of like, what do you mean? And I was like, I want to like talk to God, like to you. And he's like, oh yeah, he's like, okay. Immediately knew what to do. He bowed his head and closed his eyes, and I just like put my arm on him and prayed for him, and ended up calling a buddy of mine who is a pastor at a church in Omaha, and gave him his number, and I was like, get in touch with him, go to the church. And so that was something that felt super uncomfortable, but the feeling you get after that, and not that that's
Literally,
the point, right? But the feeling of like, like that is what I was put on this earth to do.
You can't do that legalistically, though. Like, you can't just like act that out and then feel that way.
Yeah.
You feel that way because you were fully reliant
Totally.
on the Lord in that moment.
Right.
Yeah.
And he came through like he always does.
Yeah, and it's just like you said, that conviction of like, what if I didn't do this? I know I would have left that and thought, man, I could have shared the gospel with him, because I've had a million conversations with my buddies where I go, had an opportunity to share the gospel today, and for some reason I just walked away. And it's like, what if that was that, So I was just interested to kind of know. I know we're deep in here. I'm just doing this because I want to have the longest episode ever, probably. But
I think you're already there, buddy.
yeah, no, we're probably there. But
High score.
I was just interested to know. I know you guys have talked about this a million times on the channel and stuff like that. But that feeling that you get, and the conviction around that, and wanting to share the gospel and understanding that that's our purpose here on the planet and stuff like that. Like, why do you think that's difficult for us sometimes? And what do you think is the number one biggest piece of encouragement that you would be, other than just like, just do it? Because that's like probably the best thing you could say to somebody. Just have confidence, and but a way to practice sharing the gospel, or a way to, like, I don't know, what's your biggest piece of encouragement for that?
Okay. Yeah, I'll go. So I say the biggest reason why that's hard for us to do. Simple answer, the enemy doesn't want us to. Yeah. Right. So it's like, again, kind of going back to like, there's so many distractions. Like, I think we get so disconnected of like, what's the bigger picture of why we're here? Like you said it, like we're here. Like the two biggest things I go to for our mission is Great Commandment, Great Commission, loving God and his people, and then, making disciples of all nations. Those are literally like biblical, like those are two greatest commandments. Let's stay there. Right. And so it's like, when we have all these distractions, we're disconnected of the bigger picture of why we're here, this time in history, this time and place on earth. It's like, but I think the encouragement for people, it's like, and that's something we're all still growing in. Like, I think the coolest thing is like, you don't have to do the heavy lifting. Like, I think one of the most powerful thing I've learned from my mentors who have like poured into me is sometimes all you got to do is be curious. Literally just ask people about who they are, where they've come from, their story. And then naturally, like, the Lord is in that moment with you. Just ask the Spirit, like, Lord, like, where do I interject? Lord, like, do you want me to pray for this person? Lord, like, do I share my part? It's like, I think we put so much weight on the words we say, how we say it, when really it's like the Lord's like, bro, I'm not asking you to do that.
That's so good.
I just want you to be willing and let me do the heavy lifting in the moment. So it's like, that would be my encouragement, and that would be like why I think it's so hard for all of us.
Yeah,
because
totally.
one, it's like not natural for us, but the more we do it, we see why we're put here on earth.
Yeah.
Like we see it like destiny and that glory kind of coming out of us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean,
that's awesome.
kind of going off like the encouragement here of like, it's our story. It's your story. It's my story, right? Like, we know our lives before Jesus. We know what's happened after. And so I think just sharing that and being transparent and honest instead of, we don't have to get all these exact verses, go with them through Romans Road and like all this, of course we can get there, but I think just being personable and sharing your story, who you are, who you were, and who God's creating you and making you new and to be. I think that frees us up from having this perspective of we've got to say the exact right thing, or this has to be exactly worded correctly, because that's a lot of pressure on us. And, it's like, I mean, just thinking about it, we all heard the gospel differently. Every one of us here from different people in different ways. And so how can we, in the moment, just be where God's calling us to be? And I think that's just simply sharing our story and the story he's given us to share.
Yep. That's awesome. My answer would be, I mean, he mentioned that the enemy is the reason, right? But what does the enemy use? I think the biggest thing he uses is pride. And for some reason, we have this feeling inside when we have the opportunity to go proclaim Jesus to people. We are scared that we're going to be judged for some reason. And that's just something you got to get over, right? Yeah. So I think that is the biggest thing that the enemy uses on us. My piece of encouragement would be, if you truly believe that Jesus gets you to heaven and a relationship with him and giving your life to Christ gets you to heaven, then why wouldn't you be telling every single person about it? If you truly believed it.
Yeah.
I think that's got to be your biggest piece of encouragement.
Totally.
Because if not, I mean, if you truly believe it, I don't see how there's any part of you that's like, well, I mean, that person doesn't need to know about it. Yeah. Or especially the people around you that you love, that don't know Christ. Yeah. I mean, that should be goal number one every single time you see him. So, and it's not something you can do for people. It's something you can bring to the table and then let God do what he's going to do with it. That takes even more faith, right? But just staying silent doesn't equate to fully believing and having complete faith that this is a real thing.
Yeah.
So good.
So that'd be it's kind of a harsh reality, but it's also like,
no, totally.
Come on. What are we doing?
And I think the more you do it, right, the more you're seeing your own transformation too. We talk a lot about like the faith without works is dead, all that type of stuff. Like seeing the fact that you are outwardly stepping out in faith constantly, not only does that tell others about Christ, right? You're actively building up your own faith. You're learning how to share that better, and you guys talked a lot in the past about like being okay with not always seeing the fruit for that type of stuff. I think that's super important too, because I think it's super easy to get wrapped up in like, man, I really hope that like, works out, right? And you want to have that like moral answer to all that. And so you guys talked about that in a previous episode. So go watch the other stuff too. Kind of builds on that. But no, that's great. That's super good encouragement from all you guys, and it's dope stuff. It really is a great feeling, and it's one that after you experience it a couple times, thank you. It's like
cool.
It's like you want to chase that, because it's the Holy Spirit working. So it's cool stuff.
It's just like a Lecrae song, Chase That. I'm gonna chase that.
Yeah, we get the whole first verse actually. We're in a studio.
And like I think like another cool rescue, like in any conversation you have with anyone about the Lord, is like, I think the Lord can use your humility when you say, I don't know. Like that's a great question.
Super great, yeah.
I don't know, because like I think what a lot of misconceptions about Christians is like we're preachy, we're judgy, like we know it all, but like we know the case, we do not know it all. Like actually, the more we come to know Him, the more we realize that we don't know anything and that we are nothing without him. And so it's like having the faith to be like, having the humility to be like, honestly, I don't have a good answer for you. Yeah. Honestly, like, and I think that creates a bridge because you're no longer speaking down to them, you're with them.
Yeah.
Like, let's walk together. Let's open up the word. Let's try to find an answer,
Yeah.
Come on.
Having a Bible with you too, I think is just big. Having that excuse to be able to pull up I think that as a visual aid is good too.
Yeah.
So.
Well, thanks for queuing that up. That's great stuff all around, guys. Yeah. I mean, this is basically a 2-part episode. It almost feels like.
Got some work to do, Houston.
That's what I am editing this. So.
Well, thank you all for sticking around. If you're still here at hour 20 mark.
You're a real one.
You really are a real
Love
one.
y'all. Awesome.
I'm sure we're going to give you some opportunities to hopefully skip ahead the college football conversation and get straight into this stuff. So maybe you just watch the final 40 minutes, and if you did, thank you so much.
Yep.
Houston, thanks for coming, man. Thanks for getting us back in the studio. We appreciate all you do. Can't wait to see what's next for you. And
thanks, man.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Especially on the faith over fear aspect, right?
Yep.
Keep being you. Yeah. So thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. We've got some awesome episodes coming. So hopefully you enjoyed episode 48. Let me just tell you, episode 50 is going to be one of our favorites, probably of all time. So look forward to that. We already teased it a little bit. We love you all. See you next time. Peace.